Hi everyone, Miriam Grazier here, and this evening I'm going to be sharing some products from Lisa Horton Crafts. I've joined a couple of minutes early just to make sure that you can all hear me and everything's set up okay, but also to give everyone the opportunity to join. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes until I can see that there are some people here. Hi Ali, how are you this evening? I'm sure you've been creating some gorgeous new projects. Hi Cassie, I see you've popped up as well. We'll just wait for a couple more until 7 o'clock and then we can get going. So what have you all been up to today while we're waiting for everyone? I should apologise in advance, apart from having quite a heavy cold. Some of you may have seen that I'm currently not able to use my dominant right hand, unfortunately. I stupidly was rushing on Sunday and have fractured my wrist. And typically it is my dominant hand, which means I can't stamp properly. I certainly couldn't use a big shot when I tried a few days ago. So I've changed my demo slightly for today. But hopefully I've got some lovely things to show you, and we'll get through it as much as we can, I think. Tidying up your craft space, Elizabeth. Lovely, that's the job I hate to do. I always get quite distracted when I'm doing that. We'll wait a couple more minutes. I'm not sure if you've seen some of the gorgeous samples that have been shown on the Crafting with Lisa Horton page. If you're not a member of that and you love crafting, do go over and join. There are some gorgeous projects on there from the DT, and I'm almost sure that when Lisa's products launched on Monday, oh my goodness, that's come around so quickly, that you'll be able to get your hands on them really quickly, and I can't wait to see what you all create with them. Oh, Danny, has Lisa got you working really, really hard there? I'm surprised you're not still in your shed. Okay, so it's just 7 o'clock. I'll wait a few more seconds and then we can get going. And yes, I have covered up some of the products just so we can see in advance. Unfortunately, I can't see a thing I'm doing either, so I'm hoping that you can bear with me and let me know. So what else? Has anyone been doing anything crafty today? Hi Tamara, hi Danny. Okay, let's get cracking then. I hope you can still hear me. For those of you that have just joined, I apologise in advance because I've got quite a heavy cold, so I might sound a bit stuffy, I'm afraid. But also I was rushing around on Sunday and unfortunately I fractured my wrist, and it's my dominant hand, so the cast is off and it's in a splint, thankfully. But it just means I can't put too much pressure on it, and I'm struggling to do quite a lot actually, which is fine when it comes to getting out of cooking. But unfortunately not fine when I'm struggling to even brush my hair, unfortunately. So, what am I doing today? So you will have seen some of the products shown already in the Crafting with Lisa Horton group, and today I'm going to concentrate on just a couple of the projects and the products that Lisa's bringing out. And for those of you that didn't hear, Lisa is launching her products on Create and Craft on Monday, so I hope you tune in because I promise you're in for a real treat. And the products I'm concentrating on are the in the loop stamps and coordinating dies to go with that. And I'll start with the stamps first. Anyone that knows me knows that I adore stamps, and I put them through a really rigorous routine with some of the mixed media projects I do. So when Lisa showed me that these were coming out, I was really, really excited, totally up my street. I adore circles, and these have got loads of different types of circles. I'll just bring them a bit further to the camera, so I hope you can see those. And what's even better is the size of them. So if I flip them over, That's a really big stamp, and that's absolutely wonderful. And you can see, and I'll take it out and show you, I really have tried everything with this stamp, and they stamp perfectly. Like a lot of other stamps, depending on what medium you use with them, they do stain. But it doesn't affect the quality at all. And the one thing I was really impressed with these stamps is the actual quality. The rubber is really thick, and the actual designs are really etched. And I've got a couple of tags to show you just what good quality they are and how they stamp. But the actual In the Loop set comes with lots of extras. There's 20 stamps in this set, which is absolutely brilliant. And there's, as I said, there's the big stamp. Oh, blimey, sorry, I think I just knocked the camera slightly. Then there's lots of smaller stamps that are really useful. I mean, this one here, I don't know if you can get a close-up of that. There we go. That little sort of dotty one is absolutely brilliant. And then to go with it, there are sentiments, which again, the size of them are really good. They're not small sentiments. I don't know if you can see that any better. And then to go with these stamps are some dies, but I'll show you those in a moment. But I thought I'd start by showing you some of the things that I've tried to do with the stamps and some of the paces I've put them through, really. So first things first are just some inking. And for this I've used just a normal archival ink and also a distress ink, and you can see just the detail in those stamps, those images. They're absolutely beautiful. And anyone that knows me knows I don't like to stamp a complete stamp, background stamp on its own. So just getting just little bits even, the detail is amazing on that. Just to point out as well, there might be a bit of a sneaky peek going on there. Lisa, please don't tell me off for saying that. But that's just those stamps with ink. Other things I've tried, if I leave that out and you can see that then, there we go. So other methods I've tried, a lot of you know that I love to stamp with paint. And there's a paint image, and again that's come out absolutely beautifully. I've used a sort of a denim-y type blue, and it's just, these stamps are really, really good quality, and that for me is really important in any stamp that I use and any tool that I use. So that's that one. Apologise, I have to keep using my left hand. As I said, my right hand is not very much in action at the moment. I've also tried embossing. This is just simple embossing with the stamps, and again that's come out beautifully. Now this one, I'm hoping you can see, I've tried triple embossing and stamping into the embossing powder. Oh, I can't get a very good image there. But I was really, really surprised. I was a little bit nervous because I know that it's not encouraged to use clear stamps, photopolymer stamps in hot UT. But I gave it a go anyway and worked a treat. I don't know if you can, you probably can't, but just touching it, it's really, the stamps have really sunk into the UT. And that's come out really, really well. I'm really pleased with that. And then my other favourite is stamping into texture paste. And I've just put a tiny bit of Treasure Gold over the texture paste to bring out some of that texture. See if I can get in focus a bit. But that's probably one of my favourite techniques there, and that's one of the ones I'm going to show you today. Okay, so that's the stamps. And as I said, they're absolutely beautiful. Really, really happy with those. And then to go with those, there's a set of coordinating dies. These are In the Loop edge cuts. And the idea is that you can use them in lots of different ways. Now, they don't come on the magnetic sheet. I just like to store my dies on magnetic sheets. And there are 4 dies in this, and they're really big dies. And there's different borders. And what I've done for this, thankfully, before I fractured my wrist, was to die cut some of them to show you. And I'll just get some white card out. So I've cut it just on its own and cut it out completely, and then that could be used however you want really. On it, just on a card, you can cut bits out of it. There's lots of different things you can do. And what I loved as well, you all know I love circles, and just the circle offcuts that come from it were really helpful and really useful, and I've saved a lot of those for another project. Or you can cut it into your card or into your paper or whatever material you're using. And again, that shows, and I've used that lovely stitch die as well, and you can cut into it and just have the bit. You can cut them open as well. I thought that could actually make a lovely envelope as well. If you're making a little gift wallet, that could be a lovely little opening, I thought. But again, lots of different ways to use that one. Okay. So I hope you're bearing with me so far. So what I thought I'd do is show you a demo of a tag. As I said, this isn't quite what I'd planned, but unfortunately with my wrist out of action, it's the most I could do. And I've started by, I've taken a large grey board tag, which is one of the Lisa Horton Crafts grey board tags. These are a fantastic size. There are smaller ones as well. Hopefully you can see that. And because it wouldn't have dried in time, I've already put some texture paste on there, and I've stamped that wonderful large in the loop stamp onto it. And my only warning for those of you who've not stamped into texture paste before is that you need to wash your stamp straight away, because if this dries on your stamp, it could potentially ruin parts of the stamp. But it's really easy to clean. I literally just run it under some water, and any tough bits, I got an old toothbrush and just brushed the texture paste out, and then just patted my stamp dry. Okay, so there's my tag. I'm just going to use some paint on it. Not really sure how this is going to turn out. I have an idea in my head, but let's give it a go and see what happens, I think. But please bear with me as I can't use this hand properly, so let's see how I get on really. Hopefully you can see. And what I love, and I can't put much pressure on there, but if you see the quality, and you can really see, I don't know if you can see that close, you can see just the detail of that stamp in there, which is lovely. So let me just get some more on there. I'm having to go much slower, I'm afraid, so please bear with me. It's a beautiful colour I'm using. I tend to go for the colours I love, I think, especially when I'm not sure, or you know, there are things on my mind, and blue is one of my go-to colours. And as you can see, the tag really takes the paint well, and it's not sinking too much into the tag. It's doing a great job actually. These tags are wonderful. I would probably go through so many of them in all my projects. And I think it was Hannah yesterday showed, so the Miss Haven showed some of the products that we were all sent as a design team, and there's some wonderful chipboard elements and grey board elements in there, so there's lots of beautiful things to come from Lisa. Okay. So again, you can see, hopefully you can see just the texture on there, which I really love. And you can still see that they are circles as well. And you can see the texture from the circles as well. I have to apologise if you're asking me any questions or anything. I can't see any of the comments, but I promise I will go through afterwards and look at some of those comments that you've made, etc. So we'll leave that to dry for just a minute. And while that's drying, let me just have a little bit of a loop. I can't do it with that hand. I'm very stubborn, those of you that know me, and I don't like not being able to do stuff, so my hand being out of action is not great. And I keep forgetting and keep trying to carry on, and then it hurts. So I thought while that's drying, and it won't take very long, I'll just show you some of the other products that I'm going to be using on this tag, and I think Hannah showed you some yesterday. Now I'm not using the stamp set, but Lisa is bringing out a beautiful butterfly flourish stamp set, so I'll give you a close-up of that one. And again, there are 8 stamps in this set, and they're absolutely beautiful. There's the big flourish, and then all these beautifully detailed stamps as well. There's some solid butterflies, some more detailed butterflies as well, and a smile sentiment, and I really like that one actually. That does make me smile. And if you have a look at the little ditty baby one, I don't know if you can see, it's got the cutest little polka dots on it. Absolutely love that. But to go with that is a coordinating set of dies, and these are from the Butterfly Flourish collection. And again, there's lots of dies in here, and I have to say, and I should have said this with the in the loop stamps, the one thing that's absolutely wonderful with these is how well they cut. And I can't show you today. I'd intended to die cut in front of you, but unfortunately I just can't turn the big shot at the minute. But on one cut, these cut wonderfully, you know, even with all the intricate detail. And I'll show you one of the stamps I've got here, if I turn this round a sec, just to show you. So this was one cut, and it brought out, oh, there's a little bit that I've not taken out. They've brought out all the detail, and they've cut beautifully, and this is quite thick cardstock as well. But there's 10 dies in this set, and again Lisa's given the, you know, there's lots of possibilities here. You've got the bold outlines, the butterflies, you've got the intricate butterflies as well, the bits to cut out the edges, just like with the in the loop dies. Lots of really great possibilities there to use as you wish. And again, with the butterflies, you can cut them into a card, hence the name, I guess, edge cuts, or you can even use the top and the bottom bit and cut it out, and then use that as some sort of embellishment on your project as well. And even these, you can cut out little bits from the die once you've die cut them, and use just little bits. So many possibilities with these, which is just fantastic. I really love the quality of these. And then the other thing I'll be using today are the Be Happy sentiments, and these are great. Again, the size of them is fantastic. They're really big dies, and I'll show you what they say. So I don't know if you can see this. Live every day as if it's your last. Difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations, and a few more. And again, there's 11 stamps on that one. I adore the little hearts and the swirls, all the extra little bits that you go, which I think is really clever. Lisa's really thought about us as crafters and what we like and how we like to use our products, and she's really made the most of it, so you can incorporate little bits wherever you want to, really. So that's those, and I'll be using those on my tag as well. I'm hoping not to use my Big Shot. Yep, that's almost dry, I would say. So what I was going to do was just add a little bit more colour to it. Again, I'm hoping I won't have to put my heat gun on, but let's have a go. I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit more colour. Don't know if you can see that. Apologies again, I'm using a hand I don't normally use for a craft, but let's see how we get on. Just spritzing with some water. Okay. I'm just patting it dry, mainly to save you guys really, so you're not there just watching me aimlessly and wondering what I'm doing while I'm faffing about, in fear that I'll forget I'm even live and carry on for hours and forget that you're there almost, at which point you will have all left and be bored senseless, I think. Okay. So I think that's probably okay. Let me just give you some detail on that. If you can see the extra colour. What I'll do afterwards is I'll post some pictures of the finished products and try and get some good close-up pictures in there for you. Okay. Now, as I said, I need to keep it simple because I would just can't. So I'm just going to ink around the edges with my trusty walnut stain distress ink. This is where I can't do that, so let's try the other hand. It's quite scruffy, I'm afraid. I'm not very good left-handed. I tried to write left-handed the other day and that was just a disaster. But we won't go there. It was like almost like going back to school again. Okay, I'll smarten this up, I think. Don't know if you can... Ooh. Sorry, I'm just out of camera there. I'll smarten this up after the live. But I'm just going round, and I'll probably put some pen work on it after the live as well, just to give it a bit more texture, and possibly even some treasure gold to bring out some of the texture that's on here as well. Okay. Next I'm going to stamp, and one of the things I thought I would do is to show you the quality of the stamps is the stamp I'm using out of the set I've never used before. But one thing that I was really pleased with is the, nope, wrong hand, is just how well these stamp, and stamp first time I should add. Because so many times I've used stamps that don't work first time, or I've needed to get my stamping platform out. But these I thought worked really well, so you can see I've got good coverage on there. I apologise if it's not straight, but again I need to use my left hand. Okay, fingers crossed, she says, doing this live is... Oh, no, can't use that hand. Okay. This is where I should have brought an assistant in to help me, I think. Let's see if that worked. Oh, nearly. But I promise you, they stamp perfect normally if I was using my right hand. But if you have a look at the top of that, where I've been able to put some pressure, that has stamped perfectly. Okay. And then I was just going to put some of these butterflies on. I've die cut a few of them. Hoping you can see that okay. And I just thought I'd layer some up. And then after the live, when I'm able to, I'll just add some extra embellishments, etc. Oh, that's too much. Just using my trusted Cosmic Shimmer glue. I know Lisa said on Monday when she did her live how much she loves this glue, and yeah, I gotta say it is the best. As you can see, I've splattered far too much on that. I'm just going to layer a few up, and then once it's dry I can give it a bit of lift as well. Put some on the back. And I've got a couple of the smaller ones to go with it. And I'll just add those randomly. There we go. Okay. And then probably what I'll do once everything's dry is finish it off with a few gems. I've got the beautiful Hannah showed you yesterday, the beautiful pearl gems, which I've just popped into a little bag so I can just empty them out. These are absolutely beautiful, and they come in different sizes as well, which is really helpful if sometimes you don't want all the same size. So that's those. So I'll probably finish that off after the live. Let me try and lift it up for you, because it's not looking very exciting, it's looking a bit one-coloured right now. But what I'll do is, once it is finished, I will post it so everyone can see the finished design. But I think the main purpose, as I said, I couldn't do what I'd originally planned. The main purpose was to show you some of the wonderful new products Lisa's bringing out, and in particular the In the Loop sets. So the wonderful stamps and the dies to go with them. Beautiful coordinating set, and you'll be able to buy them from Monday. So thank you for bearing with me tonight, especially seeing as not firing on all cylinders. Do look out for the finished project once it's done. If you're not a member of the Lisa Horton Crafts, or the Crafting with Lisa Horton group, do encourage you to pop over and join, so you can see some of the wonderful makes from the design team, and also see some of the stuff Lisa has produced, which is just gorgeous. And then if you're around on Monday, make sure you tune in to Create and Craft and watch Lisa live. And as I won't be available at that time, but I'll be able to watch on catch up as soon as I can. So hopefully you've been able to see some of the products. I'll finish off my project. But thank you for joining me. Have a great evening.